Hey, Alex.
Hey, Andrew.
What's this?
This is Brains on the Outside.
And what is that?
It's a podcast where we dream up ridiculous businesses to solve the world's issues.
That's right. Each week, we take one of our listeners' problems and we pitch a company, a product, or a service to help them out.
And then we bicker about whose was best.
Oh, yeah. Previous ideas have included an Apple Watch that can detect when you fall into a blowhole of a whale, and an interior designing firm that they'll only work for CEOs, and they'll make their office so that the rival CEOs, when they enter it, are really they're uneasy and they're off their game and they just can't close good business deals.
Super intimidating interior design. What's been going on in your world, Andrew?
A little bit. It feels like it's been a really long time since you recorded an episode, actually.
It is. Well, we had a backlog of like 3 episodes, I think. So it has actually been a really long time.
It's exciting because actually we have quite a lot of results, people who sent in questions have sent in which ideas they preferred. So we have a lot of ranking to go at the end of this episode.
At the end, yeah. I'm excited about that. I believe it's one a piece currently. Is that correct?
I think that is that on my official iPad document right now. We are one a piece. Yeah.
Tense. Yeah.
I was I was out yesterday and I saw something that thought of you, and I was going to text you it, and I thought I'd just say it right here.
Okay. Yeah.
We went to the cinema, but it's the Tyneside Cinema in Newcastle. So we didn't really go to see a movie. We just went into the bar for a drink. And on the big screen behind us, they were playing adverts and trailers for things coming up. And one of the things they're doing is the artist Vermeer. There is a showing of, they've got all those paintings, and they're somewhere down in London that you can go see them all. And there's a trailer for a film version of that. Camera goes around, artist guy tells you about them all. But a bit that caught me off guard was you can see the subtitles, and the guy was like, yeah, this is the first and last time these paintings are going to be all together. It's like, what a nuts way of advertising it. What are they doing with these paintings afterwards? As if they take these paintings and they just fucking incinerate them after it.
That okay, just paint over them. Just, yeah. This is it. This is the last time that they're on display before we draw mustaches on the girl with the pearl earring.
I guess it adds artificial scarcity to an event.
Yeah, exactly. I quite like that though. I mean, I feel like it's a really horrendously bougie and awful thing to do as well. But at the same time, I bought a Picasso and I'm going to show it in this gallery. And then after I've shown it in this gallery, I'm just really going to fuck it up. So no one can see it again.
It is a very funny idea.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't understand. I still don't get what they were trying to say. Why in 100 years could these paintings all not be in the same location as each other? It was very weird to me.
It reminds me of Marvel movies where, this character is dead. They can never come back again. You're like, well, they probably can.
I thought you were going to say that you think an art installation like that is the equivalent of an Avengers movie. All the individual paintings are coming together.
There's never been a crossover like this before.
Do you think the Tate would do better with the kids if they advertise themselves as the Avengers Endgame of art?
Oh wow. that wow. There's so much to that though. I guess if you were curating that exhibition, working out what goes with what paintings can go with what in order to create an end game situation. We've put a Hockney next to a Vermeer next to a Constable. I wonder how many pissed off art critics you'd get if you did something like that. We just took all the blue ones and we put all the blue ones together.
I think what would really piss them off is in Endgame, Thanos snaps his fingers and half the universe dies, which implies at the end of the art gallery, the critics are going to come and just shred half the pictures. So I think that would really piss them off. Now, do you want to hear an expert level sort of transition?
Yeah.
Yeah. So let me get this right. Now, just as shredding half the art in our Tate Avengers exhibition would piss off a lot of art critics, the question we have today from our listener is about something that really pisses them off.
Oh.
I thought that worked quite well as a transition.
It's quite a smooth transition there.
Yeah. So this is, if we just play James's question.
Let's go.
Hi, Alex and Andrew. Selling houses can be difficult. Do you have any ideas for estate agents to help sell houses? One idea I had was making people feel more at home during a house viewing.
Thank you, James.
Real good question.
Now, I can't really relate because as a millennial in 2023, obviously I can't afford a house. So buying a house is just as much a fiction as the Lord of the Rings is to me. I hope to one day have this problem.
I mean, I am a 42-year-old man in 2023 who also can't buy a house. So I've never bought a house. So we're in expert territory here, Andrew. I feel like we have that beginner's brain where we've never done it before. So we're unconstrained by the laws of everything.
That's exactly what this is. Now, and as with the beginner's brain, you end up throwing out a lot of terrible, stupid ideas.
Yeah.
Which this won't be. This is sensible stuff.
Yeah, this is the good stuff straight up front. That's what they pay us for. That's what we're here.
I think you said that's what they pay us for. We get paid the appropriate amount for these ideas, which so far has been not very much. Can I go first?
Yeah.
So what I've heard is just selling your house is a long process. The situations where there's chains or people like they still buy your house, but they'll back out. It's going because it takes so long as well. It's stressful. Mm-hmm. So I think we need to shorten how long it takes to sell your house.
Okay.
And by shortening that length of time, it'll make you less stressed and you'll get your money faster. So what my hypothesis is that it's hard to sell your house because there's too many other houses on the market. Or too many houses that are similar to your house.
Okay.
So my idea is to start effectively like an anti-lettings agency. Which will run smear campaigns against other houses that are for sale in your neighborhood that have similar characteristics as yours.
Oh, okay. Okay, so it's like in my house. My house is a 4-bedroom, detached house. The house I currently rent. But if I owned this house and was selling it, you would say the house directly opposite, which I'm looking at right now through the window. Which is identical to my house.
Yep.
Which could also be up for sale. You'd be like, that one's got rats.
Yeah, termites. It's
right.
Just, that'll cost you tens of thousands to fix that house. When people viewed that house, we would go like to the garden next door and start making like a huge amount of noise. We'd like be out there playing the drums and like just implying that'd be a very bad place to live. We would then also hire the rowdy teenagers of the area to come and like TP that house with toilet paper and throw eggs at the window. We're going to make this house look really, really, really unviable place to live.
Oof.
And because as well, right, your house from the potential buyer's eyes is the only viable place to live in that neighborhood, you can jack the prices right up.
Oh, I love this. Like we've approached this from a standard brains on the outside perspective. Fuck everything else up in order to make your thing better. I like that a lot. I like that a lot.
Drag everyone down to your level. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm down. This is good. I like my neighbors enough, but if I was selling my house, I'd be happy to, put Japanese knotweed, have someone sneak into their house and plant Japanese knotweed in their garden to jack my house price up.
With this level of money involved, potentially hundreds of thousands, you gotta get paid somehow,
Yeah.
And
exactly.
this idea of anti-lettings agency is really great for the economy and for employment levels because we can hire, grown-ups to do the businessy behind the scenes jobs, but we're also giving part-time jobs to the kids in the neighborhood just to go out there and cause absolute fucking chaos. We'll pay boy racers to go sit outside the houses
Just
and
rev
rev their engines constantly, AM, PM. So when people show up, they're like, I am not living here. Not living there. We won't do any actual property damage.
Oh, okay. I mean,
unless maybe there is a tier for that. But
okay. Yeah. I was thinking about, haunting.
Haunt? Oh.
Yeah.
Get it.
Let's get a ghost.
A
Just
real
get a ghost
ghost
to move in. Yeah,
You're
a Slimer. Just a Slimer. Like a reverse Ghostbusters situation.
So this is really great because I guess the Ghostbusters have to dispose somehow of those little containers they put Slimers in. So I guess you could just buy them and unleash them inside there.
Exactly. It's actually a dual market situation for the Ghostbusters. It's a huge win-win for Ghostbusters, that is.
I mean, they're getting paid
to
get rid of the ghosts. And then they're getting paid. That is
to put the ghost
paid
in
on
your
both
house.
ends. And if we became the Ghostbusters as well, we have vertical ownership of the whole pipeline there. We catch the ghosts. We can then launch them somewhere else into somebody's house, and then they have to pay us again to get rid of them.
Yeah, it's a virtuous cycle for us. I mean, maybe not virtuous, but yeah, it's definitely, we're getting rich. We're making bank off the back of becoming the Ghostbusters.
We're getting rich. Our clients are getting rich as well.
Yeah,
everyone's happy.
Everybody wins in that situation. There's one problem with this at the forefront of my mind, Andrew, and I've been kind of an elephant in the room, let's say, and I've been ignoring it, but I felt like it's about to stand on my foot.
Okay,
all right, it's coming.
Go on.
If we devalue all of the other houses in my neighborhood, that is going to have an effect on the value of my house as well. Like if you're chatting shit about Shoreditch and you live in Shoreditch, you've sort of shat where you sleep.
So I imagine if I go on like Rightmove right now in Durham and type in like 3-bedroom house, it's not going to be probably my neighbors,
right? Okay,
who are
so
selling
it's a big
the house
enough
as well.
space.
It's a big enough space, and we'll get all those 14-year-olds just to go egg those houses. We'll be mindful of the shit we're spreading and the eggs we're throwing, depending on the vicinity to your actual house. A bit of it as well might be trying to raise the value of your house. When someone comes to view your house, we might send like someone to there to knock the door and just pretend to be the neighbor. I don't know, just like little things that make people get a really good impression of your house and a bad impression of somebody else's house.
Yeah, I guess you've also got different scales of devaluing that you can do. Like if you haunted the house over the road, that's not going to affect my house.
No, yeah.
Whereas if you've got an illegal street racing circuit that passes between your house and the neighbor's house, that's bad.
That's bad.
But so targeting is quite important. You could apply actually we're building a sewage farm in the middle of this estate. And that writes off the whole estate in one fell swoop. But the estate that you live on, it's just sporadic hauntings and not weed in the garden situation.
I have a question, and I hadn't really thought my business plan this far out, but you said about building the sewage thing. I've always been a bit unsure of how far do we take this? Like, are we now, by saying that, also getting into the sewage game? Are we actually going to build that sewage stuff, or are we just like submitting a sewage cleaning facility to planning permission just to sort of get the ball rolling?
Well, I guess the obvious thing here is to fully embrace the ghost situation and to put ghost storage in the middle of a neighborhood. So we collect the ghosts, we store the ghosts, we put the ghosts in other people's houses, but the storage of the ghosts also is a leaky behavior, is a leaky thing that we can put into an estate to devalue the whole estate because that's leaking ghosts and ectoplasm all over the place.
I feel the base for any ghost hunting operation will just be a natural meeting point for ghosts.
Yeah.
Like, that's just naturally going to happen because they're going to be coming there to get revenge for you, like,
Exactly.
getting their friends, busting their friends. And though busting does make you feel good, is everyone else around you ain't gonna be very happy about it.
No, I think in New York, where the original Ghostbusters are from, of course, I think, the fire station that they co-opted to turn into the ghost busting house.
Yeah.
I feel like the land real estate around that, the value of that definitely dropped.
Definitely.
Yeah. Yeah, okay.
So that's kind of my idea.
Okay.
We're going to go in, an anti-real estate agency. So you come to us and we can try and devalue houses around you with similar features to therefore make your house look better. Why would someone not choose your house when the other 3-bedroom bungalow has a ghost in it?
Andrew, welcome to the ad section of the show today.
Hello, Alex. Thank you for so nicely inviting me to the ad section of the show today. What have you got for us? How are we getting paid this week?
Well, Andrew, this week, our payment is, well, to be honest, what I'm going to talk to you about is a service that I myself have started using.
Oh, okay. Great. Excellent.
Yeah, exactly. Because do you know what I really want in life?
I mean, I don't know, man. What do you really want in life?
I really want to be remembered through a grand monument after I die. That's what I want. I want to be remembered with a grand monument to me once I've popped my little clogs, once I've left this mortal coil. I want there to be a huge physical object to remind people that I exist in the world.
Oh, does it look like you in your head, this object, or?
Well, let me tell you about it.
Okay.
Let me tell you a little bit about this service, because it's interesting that you ask something like that, because, the obvious thing is to build a big statue of yourself, right? But it's kind of gaudy.
A bit gauche.
It's a bit gauche. It's extremely expensive. I, as a frugal person in this cost of living crisis, I don't want to be lumbering my own children with the cost of having to build a statue out of stone for me in the future.
Yeah.
But I do want there to be something for them and all of the world to remember me by, to remember that I existed by, and to go and pay respects to for the rest of eternity. So what I've done is I've subscribed to this service that during my life will provide me with furniture and will stock my house up with furnishings, soft furnishings and nice furnishings and beds and, chairs, dining tables. And I all buy it from this same company. I buy all my desks, my wardrobes. I all buy it from this same specific company throughout my life. And then when I die, the most amazing thing about this is all of that furniture, Lego bricks together to make a huge mausoleum.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like a Megazord for grief.
A Megazord for grief. Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
Wow, this company sounds amazing.
Yeah. It's handy. It's good. The amazing thing about it is as well, you don't need to fill your entire house with this furniture. You can just buy little bits depending on how big you want the mausoleum to be. The more stuff you buy, the bigger and more grandiose it'll get. And this also has a huge benefit for my kids as well. They won't have to get rid of all my furniture when I pop my clogs, because they just plug it together and just stick it in a graveyard.
You chuck it in a transit van. Yeah. You just bring it to the graveyard. So, but right now, this furniture, what's it like? What's the quality like? My worry is that I'll be sitting in a chair that's very, very clearly meant to be a foundation stone or something like that. Can you tell like what this piece is going to become?
There's 3 different versions. There's obviously the stone version where your entire house furniture is made of stone, so it can be Lego brick together into a big mausoleum that's going to last for a long time. Version 2 is more like scaffolding.
Right.
So your mausoleum is going to be made of it's a big metal structure that you're having created at the other end of this. So, your bed's a bit more industrial looking. It's good if you've got kind of one of those apartments with the bare brick walls and the ducting and stuff like that, you might want a sofa that looks like it's made out of scaffolding.
I do like how it still matches with your personality. So when like you build your big statue, like Ozymandias,
Yeah.
it does reflect yourself, you know?
Yeah. Well, it's interesting you say that because there is a third version, a third option. It's the most comfortable furniture for the house. And it is potentially the most grandiose of the what's the word? Of tributes to you after your death. But it is quite short-lived. And that is the wicker version. So all the wicker furniture in your house is put together to make a wicker man.
A wicker man, yeah.
Yeah.
Is it designed to burn?
Yeah. It's designed to burn.
Okay.
So, that's a real, it's a one-off, and that's a lot cheaper. I'm not gonna lie. It's a lot cheaper. It also,
Cooler though.
You can set that wicker man off. Those who succeed you can set that wicker man off anywhere. You don't have to have a plot in a graveyard or whatever to build a mausoleum on it or some land. You can just take that down to the Tesco's car park and set it off if that's what you want.
Alex, what is this service called? What is this company?
It's called IKEA.
At the start, I was like, he's not saying the company name. I wonder if we just know yet. But no, it's like you had that fucking punchline lined up from the start. Alex, that was an excellent ad. If any of our listeners have a business that they want to advertise, how would they get in contact with us?
So, Andrew, the best way is by email. So they would email us on brainsontheoutside@gmail.com.
So, Alex, if my plan is to devalue every house around you,
yeah,
thus raising your own worth, how are you going to help dear James make selling his house an easier time?
Well, Andrew, my idea actually is the diametric opposite of your idea.
Okay.
Because I think the biggest problem about buying a house is how expensive it is.
Right. Well, yeah, obviously.
Yeah. So what if we just made it cheaper?
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I like it.
Yeah. Now, there's a preponderance of television shows all about buying houses that are dilapidated and fixing them up.
Right.
You've got Grand Designs. You got a million other shows, right? All about buying houses that are a bit shit, people spending time and money to build them up. And there's a whole group of people out there who love to buy a fixer-upper.
Right.
Oh, we bought a house. It needs a lot of work done, but I'm really looking forward to that. So what if we made that every house? What if every house needed a lot of work done? What if when you used our estate agents, we just came in and really fucked up your house? And we were like, yeah, this is we walked through the door and we're like, yeah, this is a lovely £300,000 house. Yeah, we should be able to sell this for £120,000.
Okay, so I want to sell my house, and right now, my hypothetical house is worth 300,000. So I come to you guys, and I'm like, I don't care. I need this thing gone quick.
Yeah, and we're like, we've got a buyer for you, absolutely guaranteed. No questions asked. Someone will buy this house because they want to fix her up or it. But you're not going to get as much money as you thought.
Right. Okay. Lots of questions. Do I have to pay you for the service of making my immaculately perfect house a fixer-upper?
Well, you just pay as the same as you would any other estate agent. It's fine.
I love this idea because, again, we were talking about capturing the ghosts and also letting them off, owning the whole supply chain.
Yeah.
I guess you could sell as a service, making houses into fixer-uppers.
Yeah.
Like, that'd be a pretty fun, party or something. Just come to this house and just fucking go have at it.
Rage room.
Next morning. Rage room, the house. I you could, oh my god, it could be like a leaderboard of like when you go to an escape room, there's a leaderboard of who got out the fastest. You could have a leaderboard in the office of who removed the most value from a house in half an hour.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, we're making revenue from that, selling people with rage issues the opportunity to go and really fucking beat the shit out of a house. We're also making it possible for you to sell your house, your stupidly expensive house.
Yeah.
We're making it possible to sell that. And then because everyone really wants to build to deal with a fixer-upper, we also, when you want to buy a house, you're probably going to buy a fixer-upper, so we're just going to fuck up the house that you're going to buy, which is going to lower the value of that. So you don't need as much money anymore as you thought you were going to get from selling your house in the first place.
You've actually as well stumbled on a pretty good solution to a societal problem, which is, the rich get richer, and the poor get poorer. The gap between the proletariat and the bourgeois classes are growing, and you're here to chop that down. Houses aren't expensive anymore.
No.
Is it always you come in? What if Buckingham Palace was up for sale? Like, how much is there like a maximum value of a house? Are you like, oh, this person came with £1 million house and now it's $500,000? Is that okay for you, or is it like maximum price $200K?
Yeah, I think it's a maximum fixed price. And it's 200 maybe at a real push. It's probably more like 150 or even 125 is the absolute maximum that anyone should buy a house for from this point on, because we just go in and you take your, I don't know, what's Buckingham Palace worth? 300 million. We just go in and we just keep fucking it up.
But also I kind of was like, the Buckingham Palace example was just a random idea, but again, that is like, if this was in France, they wouldn't even need a fucking excuse to destroy Buckingham Palace.
Yeah.
We're really solving a lot of the inequality in society.
I feel so.
However, I'll go. There's just an elephant in the room, and I'll put my 1%er hat on for a second.
Okay,
and
whatever.
I see once the ball gets rolling, people will not want to pay more than $125,000 for a house. But the problem is, what if I did own a house for $250K, and I was like, well, I could sell my house for $250K. Why would I want to enter this scheme with you? What's in it for me?
Because no one is going to buy a house that's not a fixer-upper from now on.
Do you have a plan to enforce that?
Yeah, bullying. We're going to mock. You buy a house that you haven't put any work into. We're going to be like, what? Did you just buy this off the shelf? Did you just buy it like this? Well, that sucks. It's not your house, is it? You didn't put any effort into this. You haven't put any hard work, blood, sweat, tears, nails into this house, have you?
That's actually, it's not really, you may technically own the house, but it's not really your house. You're just living in
it. Yeah.
Jeanette's house. Technically, you might have some fancy smancy contract, but that's valueless around here. Okay, so it's societal pressure and bullying, and then eventually it'll just be self-sustaining.
Exactly. That's it. Yeah. We also make a lot of money because we have a lot of affiliate links and stuff with building merchants and DIY companies and things like that. So, Wix and Halford sells bikes. What's the other one called? Like
B&Q.
B&Q and stuff like that. They all, we get a lot of money from them because we just give you a tablet as you walk through the door of your fixer-upper that just opens to an affiliate page, and you can just buy loads of bricks and mortar direct from there. We get 10% of that, so
boosting the British economy.
Yeah,
and I guess there's going to be way more plumbers, way more electricians, way more bricklayers, way more scaffolding, because every single house in the market is unlivable.
It's air. You can't move into that house straight away, or if you do move into it, you're going to be living in the conservatory. There's another conservatory sale for you. Or you're going to be living in a caravan on the drive. There's a caravan sale for you. And then you're going to have to fix up the house. You're going to have to put new windows in because they're all smashed and broken, or there's none there in the first place. You know, we're also, you know, there's probably a lot of fires going to be started in the process as well. So it's a lot of work for the firefighters.
The fire, that is quite good marketing, because I guess fire sale has a new meaning now.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it's true. Yeah. Fire's obviously a risky one because you could end up burning it to the ground. So you've got to it's got to be the right level of fire.
Well, people have, you know, different appetites for fixer-uppers, you know?
That's true. Yeah, that's true. So that's my idea. We turn every house into a fixer-upper, and we make it easy to sell houses because they're cheap. That's how it works. So, but it's good for the economy overall because the houses are cheap, so people can buy them. We are giving a lot of jobs to tradespeople, locally, and we're also giving you a sense of pride and purpose and ownership of the house that you move into. And I feel like everyone's going to have that kind of blitz spirit. But we're getting that blitz spirit back into Britain.
You're giving London the blitz spirit by making it look like it's just in the blitz.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah. That, I mean, if you want your house to look like it's been in the blitz, that's the top tier of what we'll do. You know.
So, Alex, as you never know, our listeners might know, because it's kind of the new format, that at the end of every episode, we look back on the previous episode and figure out whose idea won. So we missed last episode. We have 2 episodes to go over. The first episode, Hannah sent us in her problem, which was she was sick of seeing, well, why is every piece of graffiti a penis? Why can't people be more, you know, original? And my idea was we'd make a social media website where people could upvote and downvote people's graffiti, and just because you'd want to be the top, you'd be more original. And what was your idea, Alex?
Oh, my idea was that we would turn every bit of graffiti into a tag that you could scan with a QR code app, or like a QR code, and it would take you to a website, and then we could monetize that, and we could prevent people from drawing dicks on everything by making that link through to the local genital clinic or a Viagra website or something embarrassing that people wouldn't want their tag to be associated with.
Now, I think this idea of competition is fantastic, but reading Hannah's responses, some additional complications I hadn't thought of, I thought the winner would always be me or you. And it'd be pretty clear cut. Hannah messaged us back in after listening to the episode. No. And she says,
yeah,
well, she marginally prefers your idea, Alex.
Oh, good. I mean, that means I win.
Well, no, because she actually thinks the best idea is her own idea, which
okay, all right.
Somehow we will track down the person who drew that dick graffiti and then deep fake them into hardcore pornography. Not something I personally would have suggested.
Wow.
But she has declared herself the winner.
Wow.
So I don't know what to do with this situation, because she's not technically a host of the show.
I'm interested, and I want to ask a question about that, but I guess you don't know what the answer to this question is. But it's in that deep faked pornography. Are your genitals replaced with the picture of the
yes, actually that is in the message. It is the drawing is in there as well.
Wow. Okay.
So I guess the first thing we need to hash out is, now I know you're biased here, and so am I, because I'm giving you the point. But objectively, should it be Andrew 1, Alex 1, Hannah 1, or Andrew 1, Alex 2? I just don't know.
I don't know either.
I don't want to set the precedent of listeners, giving themselves points.
I don't know what the answer is to this. Maybe we should let listeners give themselves points if they think that their idea is actually better than our ideas. Do you think Hannah's idea? Wait, hang on. Let's work this out through a vote. Do you think that Hannah's idea is better than my idea?
Do I? I think I actually prefer your idea, But we asked Hannah to make the choice. I think for one time, and one time only, we should let Hannah we should let the listener have the point.
Okay, and then we're going to fix it from this point, like they do with content moderation. We're fixing it from this point onwards.
Exactly.
No voting for your own idea.
She found the loophole, and I don't like it, but God damn it, I respect it. So if listeners can find loopholes in our voting system, that's fantastic, and she did. Okay. So I think right now, the three of us, one of which have never been on the show, isn't the host, is we're all drawing for a winner.
Now, are we saying that from this point onwards, Hannah can still get points if she writes in ideas for other people's problems?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't know how that's going to work. Yeah. We'll figure that out in post.
Okay.
Now, we do have another one to sort out. Do you want to describe Gary's ice rink problem?
Yeah, so Gary is the proprietor of Icebound Ice Rink. And he came to us with the very real problem of what to do with the ice rink in the nighttime, because the ice rink is still being kept cold, which is costing a lot of money, but there's no one on the ice. And if there's no one on the ice, there's no one to offset the cost of how much it costs to keep it cold. So he asked us what we should do, what he should do with that ice time. What was your solution to the ice rink problem, Andrew?
At the night, we use it to host Zamboni racing. Great idea.
Illegal Zamboni street racing. Yeah, it is a great idea. It would be exciting.
What was your idea?
My idea was to go through a freezing and thawing process during the course of the day. So it would be frozen for the 16 hours that the ice rink is open for. And then it would be thawing and becoming slushy and melted during the night and then refreezing again in the morning. And during that night period, we'd use it to store penguins, Arctic foxes, polar bears, the cold animals from the zoo. And we'd also drop a David Attenborough in there, and then we'd film a documentary about the climate change in the Arctic and Antarctic. That was
a great idea.
Yeah.
It's a great idea. What did Gary have to say about it?
So Gary said, the interesting thing is Zamboni racing is actually already a thing, but it is a legitimately good idea for ice rink downtime. So who's that? But then he said, this is a roller coaster, Andrew. My favorite is the temporary storage of penguins and polar bears, but the ethics are too challenging.
Oh, shit.
He's going with the Zamboni racing unless he gets to meet a David Attenborough in the other one. Now, I can't guarantee that. I can't guarantee that a David Attenborough would turn up to this filming. We'd have to contact the BBC. So I think you win.
Oh, I was going to split the points with you there, but I could take the full one.
He says I'm going to go with the Zamboni racing.
He almost found a loophole. Well done, Gary, which was bribery.
Yeah.
He was kind of opening the door for you there to be like, okay. Yeah. But I was very impressed that you didn't take the bait.
No, I'm realistic about because to be honest, we can come up with these ideas. I can come up with this idea, but actually getting the idea into practice, making it functional, making it work for someone, that's up to them. And so if they don't have a relationship with the BBC and David Attenborough, well, yeah, I can't do anything about that.
Well, we've said this before on the show. We're just the ideas people. We don't have the ability to implement this or fund this in any way. We're just here giving these ideas out to the world.
We're just consultants. That's all.
Exactly. Ridiculous business ideas consultants.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Gary and Hannah, for writing in and really testing the bounds of our voting system. Every week, though, we're closing these loopholes, stopping bribery. It'll be very official. Alex, if one of our listeners has a problem that they need us to solve, how do they do that? How do they get in contact with us?
So the best way is by email. If they email brainsontheoutside@gmail.com with their idea, thought, question, problem, we will get back to them. If you want to record a little audio message for us, that would be absolutely brilliant. And then we can slot that into the episode too. But don't let that be a barrier to you. Just email us if you wish.
Yes. That'd be so great. We love getting emails from you guys. And if you could leave a review on whatever app you're using, that is so useful as well. We'll read out any reviews. And if you could just tell your friends about the show, that's fantastic too. That's the best way of sharing the show with people and letting people know to watch it. That's the thing that makes the most impact to us.
What I would like you to do, in fact, is just to grab your phone, open your messages, and send a message to the last person that you messaged using your messaging app that just says Brains on the Outside is such a good show.
Just that.
Yeah.
It'll mean a lot. It'll be a lot more coming from you than from us because we don't know them. We don't know who that person is.
We don't have their number. Andrew, do you have one final business idea?
Yes, I do. So you know how there's deleted scenes of movies in the Blu-ray?
Yeah.
They should randomly put those in the movie. So there's different versions of the movie.
Yeah.
And they should be shown randomly in the cinema. So when you go see Spider-Man, you don't know which deleted scene you're going to see. So that means you're incentivized to go multiple times.
Nice. I really like that a lot. Keep your brain on the outside, Andrew.
Keep your brain on the outside.